I have a medical case study. A 7-year-old boy, we named him Jonathan. Jonathan is brought into the ER by his parents, and the main things that we see is that he's been tired and he has reduced appetite for a few days now. He has puffiness around his eyes that's been there for about 3 days. He has swelling in both of his legs. He has dark urine, so darker than yellow. And again, he's really tired. He has had low appetite. He has high blood pressure, and he had a fever around 2 days ago, but there's no fever today. So mom is really worried. He's just tired. There's no appetite. That's what she's been noticing. And then when you talk to mom, she reports that the child has been tired more than usual with puffy eyes, especially in the morning when Jonathan wakes up, our child Jonathan, and swelling in his lower legs was noticed today. And he had a fever 2 days ago, but it went away on its own. And Jonathan has been mainly complaining about like he's really tired. Every time he plays for a little bit, he gets tired, and he's eating less than usual. And there's no rashes. He doesn't have trouble breathing. When he's asked about recent illnesses, when you talk to Jonathan's parents, they say that the only thing they can remember is he had a small cold or flu. They don't know, a small cold or flu about 3 weeks ago, and he was tired. He had runny nose, similar symptoms to like just what a cold is, but it went away on its own, and that's it. There's nothing else. They haven't traveled internationally. He doesn't have any known chronic illnesses or allergies. So mom brings the child in, and those are the symptoms. This is what we did in class today. Today was my funnest class that I've had in 7 years of teaching. This is the funnest class I've ever had. I took my students, and they're pre-health students, and we split them up in 3 groups. So a lot of them want to go into nursing school and a lot of other health fields, and we split them in 3 groups. One group could use AI. They can use whatever AI they want. This is all the information they're given. Group number 2 is allowed to use Google, internet, but no AI. You can't even use AI that's inherently installed in Google. So they can Google anything, they just can't use an AI chatbot. And group number 3 was specifically chosen to be students who have some idea of working in healthcare, or they have top grades in class. But a lot of people could have been put in group 3. It was a random mix of that. And they are not allowed to use internet, AI, anything. They can only use their brains, textbooks, any textbooks they want. So there's anatomy and microbiology textbooks in there, and they're allowed to ask me any questions. So that group can ask me like, can we do a blood test? What are the results of a blood test? How long have they had fever? This has been the funnest class I have ever taught in my entire life. I can't tell the answer because we're discussing it Wednesday, and I know people can Google it, but it's not what you think it is. So I'm saying that now, and we're going to talk about it Wednesday, but just insights from the most critical thinking class I've ever had. Group number 1, let's talk about group number 1. The AI group finished in 10 minutes, and they gave me a note card with what they think it is, and they're like, this is what we think it is. I told them, are you sure? They said that they're sure. We're going to talk about it next time. Group number 2, the Google group, and the third group, the group that doesn't get anything, stayed there for over 2 hours. They were still talking about it when class was done. The Google group went in all sorts of directions, and they were looking things up, and they came up with this range of diseases and things that they think it could be. And then group number 3, they're asked amazing questions, was going back and forth with each other. Could it be this? Looking things up in textbooks. It was fun watching them looking things up in textbooks and asking me about diseases and should we do this procedure or that procedure. And finally, the last thing I want to say is this was so much fun seeing them agree with each other, argue with each other, talk about it. And I was like, this is the skills we want to build in education. Even the AI group, I went to them and I asked them questions about like, are you sure? Do you want to look up anything else? Can you give me an alternate disease or infection that you think it could be? So we're going to talk about it Wednesday, but I have never seen such fun in class, critical thinking, collaboration, arguing with each other, but in a good way. Like, are you sure it's cancer? Maybe it's cancer. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's that. I can't say what it is because we're going to talk about it on Wednesday, but just coolest time I've ever had in my life with watching them talk about it. Go through this strategic thinking about why they think it is. People's telling them they don't think it's something. Just amazing.